don't work in retail. But I'm just worried that these people are now prostitutes for her. She is a pimp, y'all. Hi guys, I'm back with another video, and today I just decided to film a little get ready with me. I'm not going nowhere. So I guess you're getting ready to film a video with me, because that's what I'm gonna do after I film this video, is film another video. I don't know what look I'm gonna be doing today, but as I'm gonna be getting ready with you, I'm spilling some tea about Journeys. Just some of the things that happened to me working in retail. If you don't know, Journeys is a shoe store. Anyways, let's just jump right into the video. This is the Tatcha water cream to be my beauty guru shit. I got this for free at Sephora because I was actually going to get changed for Journeys. They were like, do you want like a free item? And I was like, yeah. And like, do you have a Sephora rewards card? I was like, yes. And I got one of these for free because I had enough points. And yeah, by no means am I a beauty guru. I'm just trying to show y'all the products that I use. I've been wanting to do more beauty stuff on my channel. I've been getting more into makeup and stuff. They yell and scream at the randomest times. Like, shut the fuck up. Okay, anyway, so let's tell you about the Fruit Loops story first. It's very interesting. If you've ever seen a particular Fruit Loops video on a certain adult content website, then you may know what I'm talking about. If not, if you're under 18, you know what? No matter how old you are, I don't recommend you watching it. And then this is the Fenty Beauty Foundation in the shade 420. I've been thinking that was my shade, but I didn't want to be corny and just think it was my shade just because it was 420 and I wasn't positive. But now I know for sure. But anyways, as you do sell shoes, people come in, and a customer came in, and it was an older white woman. She comes in and we're like, hey, how are you doing? Is there anything we can help you with today? She was like, no, I'm just kind of looking around. She's like, okay, let us know if you need anything. Told her about our deals or whatever, etc., etc. Out of nowhere, she's like, do you guys know the Fruit Loop video? Nah, never mind. Ma'am, you have to now tell us what this is. You can't just say, do you know the Fruit Loop video, and not say what this is. She tells us we have to go to Pornhub to view it. So we're on Pornhub now, and we're searching for this video. Mind you, we're at work. We're on the clock getting paid to look at this video. She's telling us, oh, this isn't the right video. Like, guiding us through it to make sure we get the right Fruit Loop video, because there are a lot. All right, and there we are. We are on to the next step, but not before I tell you what else happened. Finally get to the video, and it's the right one this time. She confirms for us that it's the right one. And we're watching this girl getting her eaten. Like, with, you know those things that the dentist put in your mouth? Like, so say if you have a cavity and you know those things that the dentist put in your mouth so your mouth is stay open when you're getting dental work done. Do you know how large that is? Go look it up. Go look it up. Don't look it up on a school laptop. If you're watching this on a school laptop, don't even try it. Wait till you get home, or turn on the VPN so your IP address is missed. Turn on the VPN. Anyways, concealer. I tend to use like a mixture of either this one or this. I'm not the best at all of this, so don't get mad at me. So we're watching the video and just astonished. And that's not the worst part of this entire encounter. The nail in the coffin is that after this entire ordeal, we are stunned, we are disgusted, we vow to never eat Fruit Loops again, even though I have eaten them a few times because I have forgotten about the video. My manager at the time was a man. She was a pimp, y'all. She tried to recruit me to be a prostitute for her. That's how she recruits her people. She shows them of this girl with milk and cereal poured in her and tries to recruit people to be prostitutes. Like, what kind of shit is that? Has the formula worked before? If so, are these people okay? What are they up to? I'm just worried that these people are now prostitutes for her. She is a pimp, y'all. What the hell? And that's not like the wildest thing that's ever happened at Journeys, or to me for that matter. Alright, now that we have that highlighted, I just like to conceal my lash lines too in this mustache. That's the end of that story. And now I can tell you another one. Let me think of when this was. Well, it was during holiday, first of all, which is just like Christmas, Thanksgiving, Black Friday, New Year's. That's holiday. For holiday, we have like big sales on Black Friday, leading up more generally, our more name brand shoes don't go on sale. For example, Uggs, Timbs, Polo boots, stuff like that. I can never tell if this is actually going on my cheek. My face is kind of naturally contoured, like it actually has like a thing in this area, so I can never tell if it's just my face or my contour. Either way, I'm gonna put it on there. And these brushes are really shitty, so it's no wonder that it doesn't work that well. But I could just be also applying my makeup, and that would be on me to learn the lesson. And y'all are more than welcome to give me constructive criticisms about my makeup, because I'm not a beauty guru. If you see something that I'm blatantly doing wrong, please tell me. Right, anyways, generally that stuff doesn't go on sale. They don't see a need for it to go on sale. Like, it sells very well at the price that it's at, even though some of them are kind of expensive. People still are gonna buy what they need for Christmas. So, lady comes in, she's looking for shoes for her son. Her son, big enough to be in mid-kid sizes. So you know how like big kids and toddlers are two different prices generally at like any normal shoe store. Just like at every shoe store that I've been in, the toddler shoes and the big kid shoes are priced differently, the toddlers being the cheaper of the two. She's looking at shoes for her son, and she's finding these shoes, and we find them in her size, but she sees the sales tag on them and thinks that's the price for them, when in fact it's not, because her son wears a bigger size, and so like she needs to pay for what child can fit. So we get the shoe, we get it in her size, and we get up to the register she's about to check out. I'm just happen to be up there because it's just kind of the slower of the days for holiday. And so I'm just helping out like behind the register, making sure everything is clean, you know, stuff like that. And I see my coworker about to check this lady out. And so I'm just standing there, you know, I try to help with, not try to help with transactions, but if I'm there, I'm gonna be productive. So I'm like bagging up while she's going through the screen, asking her for her email and all that stuff. We get to the end where it's time to pay. The price is not the price what she saw on display. Now, generally we will change the price if it is marked wrong. The shoe she needed is marked correctly. She just didn't take the liberty herself to look at the bigger sizes price. I do admit somebody maybe should have told her that there was a price difference, but also it's not that hard for her to look for it herself. The lady is of Latinx/Hispanic descent. I'm not exactly sure what country or region, but I just know that she is. And so I hear her speaking Spanish to this woman. I assume maybe her mother, maybe the baby's grandmother on her father's side, somehow is related to the child. I can speak Spanish semi-fluently. I can understand Spanish better than I can speak it. When we tell her the price, she's upset. She's like, well, why does this one say this one, but the price rings are different? I would be upset too, because I don't want to pay extra money that I might not have to. That can go to gas or food or stuff for the baby. Like, it could go to anything in her predicament. You just never know. But the way she went about it was awful. Let me get my eyebrow products before we continue. I've been using this lately. Precisely my brow pencil by Benefit Cosmetics. And I just got my eyebrows done, so it'll be easier for me to do this. And so we tell her we can't change the prices because it's over the $30 price difference. So we got my manager and everything. We're just having just kind of a bad interaction. And I'm like, I'm sorry, ma'am, I can't do anything. My managers tried to help. Not in a rude way, but we were kind of like, you either have to pay for these shoes full price, maybe you have a coupon or something, because I'm sorry about that, but we can't like change that price. It's too big of a price difference. This bitch. So she decides to walk out. She decides she's not gonna get them, and that's perfectly fine. You know, everybody is entitled to save money. You know, you can find cheaper shoes other places. It's not that big of a deal. It was a big deal to her. She is blatantly upset. This whole argument has gone on in front of other customers. She's made this big scene. Another thing, she was trying to tell the woman, maybe she didn't speak English as well or didn't speak English at all, but she tells the woman that the shoes are for $100 more, like in Spanish. And I'm just thinking, like in my head, bitch, that is not what this says. Like, you were telling her wrong stuff. But I didn't want to say that. And her be like, oh, how do you know Spanish? And you're assuming it. Blah, blah, blah. I didn't want to make it a whole thing. But I should have. It was only $30 more. Yes, $30 is a lot. But compared to $100, compared to what she was lying and exaggerating to her, they don't pay for the shoes is the bottom line. We say, have a good day. We weren't being like smart asses. We were like, okay, we're being customer service friendly. Okay, ma'am, have a good day. We're sorry about this inconvenience. Walks off. As she is leaving, the woman who speaks English, who's buying stuff for her son, she turns around and says, you too, bitch. If that's not the quickest mood swing I've ever had, because we were trying to be nice to her and we didn't have to do that, because at Journeys you get the attitude you get right back. So when she said that, me and my coworker were like, bitch, who the fuck do you think you're talking to? You will get dragged out this bitch. Don't ever come back here in your life. And she walks out scared. She walks a little faster. She thinks something's gonna happen, but she's the one that antagonized us. She was being rude the entire time. We were being very polite to her, even though she was catching an attitude with us. There was like other customers in there watching this happening, like, yeah, no, she was completely out of pocket. She did not have to do that. And there's more to the story. Her husband comes in after her. He comes straight to the counter and is like, I need to speak to a manager. And I was like, there you go. And so he talks to him. Now, the manager at the time is a pathological liar. I'm gonna just tell y'all what he told me, but this might not be entirely true. He told me, he comes to my manager, and my manager says that he says, my wife was in here earlier and she dealt with some rude workers, what happened, and just wanted a rundown. He gave him a rundown and then was like, you know, if I was in here when that happened, we would have had a problem. If I was in here, that would have went down like that, and was basically threatening my manager. And I was like, so you're threatening people now? Do you want your child to never buy another pair of shoes from Journeys again? I don't think you want to be banned from the mall, bitch. But anyways, and my manager was like claiming like, I'm from the south side of Richmond, you don't know me, don't try to come to me like that. Like that ass was like, don't try to play me like that, like I will have you touched. And I was like, I don't think you said that to him, but it's okay. Anyways, they leave. The whole confrontation is done. Comes back the next day. I'm there the next day. He doesn't come back with his wife and buys the damn shoes, my nigga, and buys the shoes. So you was gonna shut the fuck up and buy the shoes anyway. And he was just apologizing. And then apparently my manager said, he said that, yeah, my wife won't come back in here because she thinks those two girls are gonna jump her. And low-key to this day, we might just suck the fattest day. My eyebrow looks like a sperm. Bro, I really fucked up on this eyebrow. I really did. I'm trying to like spread product around so it doesn't look so dark and not like a sister to my other eyebrow. But you know what? They're gonna be distant cousins today. That is the end of that story. And that took so long, I'm so sorry. And next we're gonna bake using this Maybelline Master Fix by Facestudio. It's just a translucent setting powder. It's mattifies, blurs, smooths. Like there's usually a lot that comes off like on here, so I try not to use too much. I don't want to use too much product. One, because I don't want to have a lot of flashback, and two, because I don't want to waste product. And I don't have like one of those color setting powders. I really wanted one of those so I could put it all over my face and have it like a nice color and not too bright. I'm looking at some Fenty Beauty ones, but I haven't got one yet. Next thing we're gonna do, clean my eyebrows up, and we're gonna take this brush. And what I do, take a little bit of foundation and I mix them because I want like a good tone for them. Because I don't like that halo effect, so I always use the beauty blender that I use to put my foundation on, so just a tad bit darker, not too much, because I already put foundation in this kind of mixture to make sure that they're not too bright, but that they're clean. And there we have an eyebrow. It's not the best eyebrow because they definitely don't look the same. They never look the same. There's an eyebrow hair just sticking out right here, and sometimes I'll like smudge them a little bit like so, just so I can get like some excess product off and then kind of just like get the shape there. I don't know what this part is. There's always like this little extra part from my eyebrow. The last story I'm gonna tell happened while I was underage again. We are working a later shift and this older gentleman comes up to me and asks for help. He's with his son. That's very important for you to know that he is an older gentleman and he's with his son. I helped him out and I'm looking kind of cute. I hadn't done so in a while. I usually wear like my work shirts or whatever. You know, I just want to look cute. We don't really have a uniform, so I want to take advantage of that and just kind of like look cute, nigga. The fuck? They asked me for the bands, and I go and help them, and I can see that the older gentleman, this dude's dad, is kind of eyeballing me. It's making me uncomfortable, but unfortunately deal with it a lot. So I just kind of had to get over it, because literally that just comes with customer service. Waitresses probably get harassed a hell of a lot too. It just comes with the territory, and it's very bad, but it happens. We're getting near the end of our interaction because he's found the shoes that he wanted, and I pitched him everything I could pitch, and we're about to check out. And man, it's just studied like eyeing me, and I'm over it. And so this whole time, this old man was also trying to like set me up with his son, and I was like, sir, if I wanted your son, I would have him. And it's so weird because like he's been eyeballing me this whole time too and thinks that I don't know. And I'm like, sir, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my eye. Maybe I'll just put a little sparkle. And we get to the counter, he's trying to get to know me, and I'm like, sir, I don't really want to get to know you. I didn't mean to put that much. I really didn't. And he's like, how old are you? I was about to turn 17, but the point is I wasn't at the time, and even so, the age of consent in Virginia, I believe, is 18. Period. He's like, are you trying to get with my son? And I was like, sir, one, that's embarrassing for your son. You act like he can't get a girl. And two, no, I don't know your son. Your son doesn't even go to my high school. We've talked about this. If I was interested, I would have asked. Let's be honest, I wouldn't have asked, but maybe if he was interested, he would have asked. I mean, we're both just bitches, but it's just really awkward. And like, I put way entirely too much highlight on my nose. If I ever do that, I just take this and just... We're at the register. I've said we're at the register like 7 times. His son is like, Dad, if I was interested in her, I would let her know. Like, I'm fine. I can get a girl by myself. And the next thing he said is just so disgusting and so inappropriate, and it made me so uncomfortable. So he says, what a wonderful human being. He says, you know, if I lived down here and was your age, I would be coming down here all the time to tap that every night. Sir, in what world is it okay for you to say that to me? You don't know my dad, you don't know my mama from nowhere, you don't know me from nowhere, your son is right here. You just tried to hook me up with your son. And at that, I'm a minor. Sir, you're like 40 years old. I'm just like, okay. And I'm silent for the rest of our interaction. I was thinking that, oh my God, your dad just tried to sit on a 16-year-old in front of you. How do you feel about your dad being a fucking pedophile? And you can tell his son is so embarrassed because his dad just tried to hit on a 16-year-old. In his mind, he had to be like, my dad is such an ass. Who in their right mind would think to tell a 16-year-old that? That is supposed to be a compliment, sir? Because it's not. My eyes are watering again. Moral of the story is don't wear your journeys. I'm not even gonna attempt to do a low lash. I'm gonna put some different highlighter on my sides. I don't know why I like to do that. I don't like using the same highlighters over and over again. I'm gonna use Fenty. And I really can't do eyeshadow like that, so I wasn't even gonna try it. And then the highlighter that we used on the eyes and nose is the Master Chrome Obviously Damaged Rose Gold Metal Highlighter from Facestudio, Maybelline. For this, we're using Hustle Baby, the Killawatt highlighter. Unbelievable. And I don't use blush because the blush I have makes me look really ashy. I never have too much highlighter, except for that. If I don't have a lot of color in my eye, I'll go with like a bolder lip. But I've really been feeling, what the fuck is it? This Fenty Beauty lip paint. I want to put the gloss bomb over it so y'all can see how beautiful it is. Only thing, it gets all over everything. It's annoying as hell. You're gonna let this dry just like this. If I close my out, it's gonna get all over my teeth. Alright, my lips are pretty much dry for the most part. It doesn't take long to dry, but when it's not dry, it's a pain in the ass. And you don't need a whole lot. If you have bigger lips, and depending on how much you want to put on there, it's up to you, but generally I just stick with one coat, a lot of product on the wand, and this is in UNVEIL. Stunna lip paint. Once that's pretty much dry, I'm gonna go over it with the glass bomb in Fussy. I really thought this said when I first saw it. Here we go, and it smells delicious. And it gives just like a pink tint and a glossy look. And again, you don't need a lot. Maybe go back in for one more dip. Look, I don't put on lashes because one, I don't have lash glue, and two, I don't know how to apply lashes. Here we are with the finish. That is it for today's video. When you see my face again, who knows when it'll be, but if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you want. Tap the bell icon to get a notification every time I post. If you enjoyed any of the stories that I told today, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know if you've had similar experience. Where do you work? I'm trying to get the discount, sis. If you want to follow me, my socials, that'll all be linked in the description below too. Love you guys.